Hey guys, it's SocksHermit once again, back at home in Ohio. Well, I am once again going to be using a mirror to help me out since, Sammy broke my camera. So, this is like the, I guess, semi-permanent situation I find myself in, so I apologize to all the purists who do want me to use an actual camera or, something besides my phone. I apologize, can't afford it. And, let's see. I am pregnant. I now made 12 weeks. Yay! I am now in, I guess, my second trimester. It is unbelievably weird to be having another child, but this is not what my vlog is going to be about today. It's gonna be probably a fairly long one, as I have a few things on my mind. One, my two of the vlogs that I've posted over time, Uncle Sam's, the first one, not my rant, and then the other one is Feminism, how I really just absolutely don't like it. Well, with the Uncle Sam's, I've seen comments. I kind of just let it handle itself, because it seemed to be, there was a few comments that, they're arguing back and forth, and I felt that there was no need for me to step in. However, I do understand how, USMC's page can seem like it'll be inflammatory, how it would, how it's more like propaganda to like rile people up, but at the same time, I have very little trust in Obama. If a country's gonna tell me that my child is not my child and it's theirs, I have to see where their C-section scars are or where their stretch marks are for having my child, because as far as I know, and from what I remember, I had them. Not you. You being the government, not you, the viewer. But, I like it. They're very in your face. It's whatever. Actually, they gave me a t-shirt for, I guess, broadcasting them. And unfortunately, I won't be able to wear it for as long as I would like, because I'm going to have a mammoth belly. But here we go. Here, I'm going to scoot. This is me and my preggy scoot. We're having fun. Yippee. But no, it's really cool. And it says, keep calm. I don't know if it's backwards. I'm assuming it's backwards. Keep calm and carry an AR-15. Now, when I got this shirt, here, let me turn this around. I don't have an AR-15, but you want to know what? With my very limited experience with guns, because we actually had to give ours up in order to pay bills. Both of them, actually. We do plan on replenishing our tiny little stock. But I will say, it's kind of like having a penis. And I'm not trying to be, like, weird, but it is. It's kind of like having a penis. I felt like such a badass. It was awesome. But, I did tell my boyfriend, sorry, I am totally sick, guys. And being sick while you're pregnant sucks because you can't take squat for anything. And I really don't want to damage my kids, so I'm suffering through it. But, I kind of wish I did have an AR-15 to carry and pose with this shirt, because I think it's just cool. Not that I would ever see myself in a position to actually use one, but just the idea is kind of hot. I don't know if that's, makes any sense. I don't know if any gun enthusiasts or whatever, they watch me, but it's just, that's just how I feel. But anyway, that's my thing on, can't breathe. That's my thing on USMC. If you guys want to still comment, go free, but you know what, keep it classy, keep it civil, don't be stupid, don't name call or anything like that. Actually have a real dialogue, which seemed to be going pretty good, but, that's just what I saw. Okay. The other vlog, I didn't realize how many people actually got pissed off about that shit. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to, like, put ratings on my vlogs now. Because I get mouthier the more pregnant I get. It's awful. And, and it seems like, there's people, I think they're kind of just tweaking what I say, which it makes sense. Not all women are feminists, and not all women want to, destroy the home. I get it. But it's just like, all the ones that I know, they think that they're entitled to something, and I hate it. It's like, when people get married, and I'm talking about, straight, heterosexual people, when they get married, in the Bible, and I know that, most people don't see it that way, but to me, and I think, I'm not going to quote him, but my boyfriend also thinks that, marriage is a biblical thing. Now, I know that before the Bible and everything, people still got married. But, and, people will tell me that, being monogamous to one person goes against our DNA. And I guess how I can see that as being true from, like, a base animal instinct, I have to say, we are above that kind of thinking, primarily, I don't know how I'm trying to say this, and I'm probably botching the crap out of it. My arm's getting tired. But I guess that what I'm trying to say is that, we're not lions. We're not essentially pack animals that just kind of go and, diddle whoever we feel like and just leave it to that. I mean, we essentially do pair off. And I just don't understand how women who are extreme feminists, who think that men are dirty scum, which I don't understand how that is. I mean, there are male losers, there are female losers. You're going to have your losers. I just don't understand how people can get brainwashed, but at the same time, look at Hitler. Look at Hitler's youth. I mean, it's not hard to do it. If you put it out there enough, you put it in, movies and music and subliminal messaging, it's going to become an infectious thought. It's going to become part of, the way you think. So, I mean, I guess it just disturbs me. And a comment was posted on Feminism, or feminists, about how, men get the short end of the stick. If a good father is basically torn apart by a woman he is married to, and she still gets the kids. She could be, brain fart. She could be a brain fart now. She could be, someone who goes around on the town, brings in men that she doesn't know, or women, or both, or whatever, does drugs, or, I mean, not even that extreme, but they're just not good parents. And still, the father is like 10 times better, but the court sides with the woman. I mean, I get that children need their mother, but you know what? Children also need a father. And not all children, they grow up with one or the other. And it sucks because, they've got, you hear about girls who are strippers, they've got daddy issues. Boys, the mama's boys, they got mommy issues. It's like, everyone's going to have issues. Don't compound it by giving them a crap parent. And it's just, I kind of see it. I mean, I don't want to put personal information out there because it's really not my place. But seeing what I see and being through what I've been through, and seeing it over and over and over again, it just makes me want to choke the life out of people, which is illegal, and I'm really afraid of prisons and becoming Bertha's, because, I'm 5 feet tall. I barely weigh 120 pounds. There's no way I would survive in a prison. So I just kind of keep my trap shut most of the time. And, I rambled. Oh well, whatever. It's just hard to see that and to know that these kids are going to be lacking in, something, morals, or they're going to think it's okay to sleep around with everybody. And personally, I don't care if it's a guy or girl. I don't think it's a good idea to be sleeping around because there's diseases. You know, there's a possibility of having children that you may and may not want or be prepared for. You know, mentally, emotionally, financially, whatever. I mean, it's just, you know, because when people are talking about kids, they're more used as pawns. And it sucks because usually there's only one side of the divorce situation that actually cares for the well-being of the kids. And I think personally because I am from a split family, I personally think my dad was the one that cared, but he ran out of money. And I feel so bad for that. But, you know, that's just how it goes. I mean, you know, eventually you do run out of the money to fight, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So, to any father, I would say, if you're in a divorce, fight smarter. I would definitely try to fight smarter because women are crafty people. And, you know, there's all memes and stuff on the internet. Oh, never, what was it? Never underestimate an angry woman in the internet or something. And it's like, you know what? It doesn't take a whole lot to figure out how to do that. I mean, a monkey could do it, seriously. But, oh, I need a breather. I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. I wasn't sure if the recording had just gone off. But, you know, I mean, that's just my thing. Let's see. Trying to make this as short as possible without going too much because I'm trying to fit a bunch of vlogs into like one without taking up an hour. Because I have to get Sammy up from a nap. But, oh, abortions. There was a comment about, you know, that abortion guy that killed babies and still had like body parts and stuff in jars like a freak. Which one, as a mother and as a pregnant woman, that disgusts me. Two, he does have a point. The women did come into his office looking for an abortion, even late term. And, you know, if they actively walked in and wanted an abortion, you know, I can see how he would not want to see them as a victim, because technically they're not. They are basically co-conspirators. But that is my personal opinion. Whether or not that's gonna, you know, come out to be whatever, I don't know. I don't care. I just think it's terrible that all these babies lost their lives. Let's see, what else? I do know that there's people out there who, you know, they've made the mistake of having an abortion and they will forever live with that guilt. I feel sad because, you know, they made a bad mistake which affected not one, not even just two lives, because you have to think about all the lives that child would have touched. But, I mean, you know, you never know if your child's going to become, you know, a good president. My nose. Or, you know, the next Bundy. I mean, you don't know, but you hope for the best. I mean, you know, Hitler, apparently, I mean, I don't know, but supposedly he was supposed to have been aborted, but, you know, a Jewish doctor was like, no, don't do it. And then all of a sudden, you know, X amount of years later, we've got the Holocaust. But it's just, I think it's a shame that women use abortion as birth control, because if you don't want a baby, either one, wrap up the guy's penis that you're going to end up having fun time with. Two, get yourself on birth control. At least you've got two forms and you will greatly reduce your risk of getting pregnant. But it's like, it's sick. Why do people think that just because they're not breathing outside of your body, it's not relevant? I don't, because seriously, at almost at the end of my 11 weeks, I could feel my child moving within me. Now, it is the weirdest feeling in the world, and my mom, for the first, when Sammy did it, I was about 14 weeks along, if I recall. My mom was like, oh, don't worry, that's just gas. No, that was Sammy telling me he's in there. You can't say that just because you can't see it without an ultrasound, or, because it can't develop fully until it's, fully developed and comes out. That is not human. I've never seen a chair give birth to another chair. I've never seen a house give birth to another house. A fetus, when you boil it down, will always, if it's a healthy, viable fetus and it's actually growing, and, it's not in the fallopian tubes or whatever, where it's a tubal pregnancy, which is actually quite lethal to the mother. If it's actually in where it should be and it is growing the way it should, it is a viable human being, and there's no reason to be killing a viable person. What else? But that's just my take. Obviously I'm pro-life. People are going to be like, well, what about rape victims? What about people who, where it's not like they wanted to have sex at all, but they still got pregnant? And it's like, it takes a very strong person to go through with a pregnancy like that. But you have to think there's 2 victims, not just one. It's not just the woman who has become pregnant. It's also the child. The child did not ask to be born of that kind of a situation. And it is not fair for them to be killed. I mean, I wish that there was a way for, people to, I don't know, kind of transplant it or something, where you can have it come out of the body and it's still, and you incubate it or something, to where the victim that was, had raped or whatever, they didn't have to deal with it. But that's not the case. And I mean, it's just a shame that, with all the technology that we have, we use it to brain fart. I'm going to get a lot of those, just so you know, because I'm pregnant. We have all this technology, we can make drones. We don't have to have, hand-to-hand combat anymore. But we don't know how to solve, the most heartbreaking problems of our times. And if there are any solutions, I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but I fully think that the government would squash the crap right out of it so that nobody would know. But I just think that our government, in that kind of line, they don't have what's best for us anymore. But that's the end of that. I will keep rambling on and on, so moving on. Do any of you watch Stars? It's the premium channel. I don't know, Dish or whatever gets it, but I'm Time Warner user, customer, whatever. And we get Stars. We get Stars because we're tired of all the crap movies on Showtime. No, I'm a freak. I don't have a really limited view about what movie I should like or whatever, but ew, that was gross. Sorry. There's a few gems on Showtime during the day, but, my boyfriend likes to watch Dexter. Oh, what else is on there? Californication. There's another one, I swear I know it, but it's just been forever. But, there's 3 or 4 shows on there that's pretty good that we actually watch. Now, on Stars, we watched Spartacus, Blood and Sand, and then, the prequel, and then after that one. We watched, and now we're watching, what is it? Da Vinci's Demons. Now, they're premium channels, I get it. But it's seriously, do we need all this, nakedness and stuff? I mean, I know what goes on in the bedroom. I don't need, some dude's butt in my face. Now, granted, yes, I could turn it off. But I know that, there's, like, this whole gay rights movement thing going on. And I don't mean to, like, piss off anybody, but this is just my opinion. I mean, I don't, if I were a gay person, or if I dug chicks or whatever, I wouldn't want, well, I guess I really wouldn't care because it's kind of normal, but I really wouldn't want the heterosexual life kind of pushed on me. But at the same time, as a heterosexual female, happily so, I don't think that I actually want to see sex all the time, and I don't want to see, same gender sex all the time. And, it kind of grosses me out because it sucks that all these really good shows actually come with all this detail that's so crude. Like, Dexter is very gory. There's very few times where I've actually seen, anybody naked on there, which, thank God. Because, it's just, I don't like seeing it. Sorry. Da Vinci's Demons. I don't know, and this is a spoiler, so, skip forward, like, 10 seconds or whatever. But, I mean, I haven't been keeping up with it. I mean, I just saw, like, my first viewing episode, and last night, that was, I guess, the newest one. And it was where he was thrown into prison because of sodomy, which, whatever. But apparently it was sodomy with another dude, and I was kind of happy that I didn't see that episode, because I didn't want to see that. I'm not into watching guys kiss. That kind of creeps me out. Even girl-on-girl kissing creeps me out. I mean, seriously, I wouldn't really be so offended, but you know what? There's, like, people of the same gender having sex on my dining room table. I really kind of don't want it on my TV either. But, people have pointed out that movies and films, and they change with the times, which is true. But you know what? Have you ever noticed how the little girls are actually dressing like 15 years older than what they should be? And then you got pedophiles, and they're, she was just dressed so scantily clad. And it's like, seriously? You can't, control yourself, dude? I mean, you don't know what self-control is? It disturbs me that so many people are unwilling to take responsibility for their actions. It disturbs me that, sex is so prevalent and children want to grow up so fast. I mean, they are growing up faster now than when I was a kid. I mean, my dad would not let me wear short shorts or hot pants or whatever. He literally would check to see if I'd rolled up my pants past my thumbs. I mean, that was an everyday thing. But, I was, 12? I was in middle school. I wanted to be just like everybody else, so I roll them up. Well, you know what? I got caught because I forget at the end of the day to unroll my pants. But even if I hadn't, there would still be creases, so my dad would still know. But it's just like, I mean, I get it. Kids, they want to be accepted. But at the same time, what kind of standard are we setting having all this available to them when it's just freaking gross? And I know kids used to get married and have kids. Well, you know what? They grew up a lot faster, and they had to deal with things a lot sooner than what they do now. It's just gross. It's just gross. And I just think it should change. I mean, if there was a way to, get a channel network to where you actually paid for, to see all that raunchy stuff, that would be fantastic. I just wish there was less of it. Now, I love watching Sons of Anarchy. I think it's completely awesome. And I cannot help it. I do like looking at Jax Teller's butt. But you know what? I don't want to see it every episode either. I mean, once a season is fine with me. I mean, come on, people. I just think there should be more Mayberry. And less this updated nonsense that we have now. I think we should have more upstanding celebrities who do things that they believe in. I think Jim Caviezel. Yeah. Jim Caviezel. he's a really good guy, from what I understand. And I haven't researched this lately, so don't take it for, word of God or anything, but from what I understand, he won't do sex scenes, like really intimate looking ones, where he's like naked and stuff, because he's married and he is respectful of his wife. Which I find fantastic, because it has got to be hard to be in the movie business and then you're paranoid that you're going to end up being the next Jennifer Aniston because your Brad Pitt jumped you for Angelina Jolie. I mean, it's just awful. And, people just rotate through people like it's nothing. It just... Wow, I just rambled through the whole thing, and I'm incredibly sorry. I hope this made some semblance of sense. I really do. Oh, you guys are in for a wild ride since I'm pregnant, and I'm just going to kind of go off in like 15 different directions. But I hope I didn't bore you to death. If you skipped through it, I hope you got everything that you wanted to see. If you like this one, this video thing, whatever, hit that like button or subscribe or whatever you wish to do. I am a very light user of Twitter. I try to post everything on my website, so I'm too much at one time. Okay, Twitter, I have a website. Then there's Pinterest, where I have all my stuff there. Then Tumblr. Like, I'm trying to keep myself, in the social circles so I get as much coverage as possible, but I don't think it's working. So I'm just kind of whatever. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, I'm excited. I'm going to be mommy of 2 babies now. I'll keep it, if you guys want me to, let me know. I'll keep you guys updated on everything about the new baby, gender, that kind of crap. I'm sure I'm going to get slammed. It just would not surprise me at all. This is a very long video, and it's going to take forever to upload. And I won't edit it for any kind of, everything that I've shot will be in. So there's no editing. I suck at it. Whereas One Bubba Mike 1 is a freaking master, and I bow down to him and his skills. But, I don't know. I guess I had to get this off my chest, and whether or not it makes sense, it makes sense. If it does, it's awesome. And I'm talking myself in circles. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to put this together after I get my kid up from his nap, which was a fight. Potty training is hell. It is. But that's a whole nother blog in of itself. But I hope you guys, or whoever you are, sitting down watching this, probably throwing popcorn at your computer, TV, or whatever. I hope you have a good day. God bless. And don't forget to drink your water. 8 ounces per glass a day, whatever. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever, whenever you happen to see this.
The red alligator. That's the great. Yay!